Hey guys, this video is long overdue and has been promised over 2 years ago, but better late than never, huh? Anyway, today I will be showing you how to disassemble the cluster, exchange the individual gauges and replace the bulbs. Let's get started. First, let's change the bulbs. We have 5 T10 bulbs and 1 T5 bulb. The bulbs are simply twisted on and can be pulled out from their socket like so. Then you can replace them with a different T10 bulb. There are many options online in various colors. I will do the same for the T5 bulb next. Here's a close-up of the bulb replacement. I twist off the socket and you can see some marks on the copper. On the socket you can see the 2 contact plates that left these marks. If the copper is too damaged, there may not be enough contact to light up the bulb. And here's a demonstration of how it can look in red versus in green. If you use LEDs instead of regular bulbs, you have to place them in correct orientation in order for them to work. My recommendation is to just place all LEDs in whatever orientation you can, then connect the cluster to your car, turn on the lights and manually twist out and flip the orientation of LEDs that do not light up. Do this before you mount all the trim pieces back. Next I'll show you how to remove the individual gauges. They are secured by several screws from the back. When removing the screws, be careful to not stretch the PCB too much, it sometimes gets stuck to the washer below. Also, some screws have different sizes, so you best remember which one was where. This area was quite corroded. Several screws were partially rusted to the PCB. I never tried this donor cluster, but the fuel and temp gauge that use these screws might not be working properly until the corrosion is resolved. After the screws, we need to remove several pieces, starting with the plastic visor. You should have 4 screws in the following locations. Remove them first. Afterwards, you can push out the 2 clips at the top and the 2 clips at the bottom. The second piece to be removed is this light shield. It only has 2 clips at the bottom. Finally, we can remove the main gauge securing piece, which is once again held on by clips. Now's a good time to get some gloves to not dirty the gauges. They can be simply picked up like this. If you have a donor cluster, it's possible to replace individual gauges. This is my donor cluster and I have used it to replace the RPM gauge on my original cluster. The rest of the case is just holding on the individual bulbs and the PCB on the back. If you wish to remove the needles, do not attempt to unscrew them. I tried. They have to be pulled out, otherwise you will destroy the spring. Hence why I had to replace the RPM gauge. I recommend tweezers and some cloth to prevent scratches. It is also possible to peel off the graphics plate. It's glued in place, but I didn't have much trouble getting it loose with my tweezers. When returning the needle, it can be tough getting it in place so that it reads properly. So I recommend you remember the positions where you took out the needles from, especially the fuel gauge, and try to match it as best as possible when returning the needle. After you're done with whatever you needed, reassembly is very straightforward. Simply repeat the previous steps in reverse. I'm happy I was able to do another tutorial. More videos are planned, and if it goes well, there will be one more this month. In any case, have a good one.